As a singer and songwriter, Gwen Stefani rose to stardom as the lead singer and writer of the American rock band No Doubt. Selling 50 million albums all over the world, she has won 3 Grammy Awards, acknowledged for incredible and unique vocal range while fusing multiple genres and styles. In addition to her music, she is also admired in the fashion industry. Born on the 3rd of October 1969 as Gwen Renee Stefani, she was raised in California with her 3 siblings. From a young age, she was creative. Learning how to sew with her mother, she developed a passion for the fashion industry whilst possessing a talent for music. Her musical influences were mixed, with her mother and father inspiring her with folk music, playing the likes of Bob Dylan and Emmylou Harris, who I've made a video about earlier, while her older brother, Eric, influenced her taste in ska music. Eric's love for ska music and rock led him to start a band called No Doubt and asked Stefani to be a vocalist in the group, along with his friend John Spence, who would take lead vocals. They set out about recruiting other musicians to join the band. Tragically, in '87, Spence committed suicide and the group briefly disbanded. As they decided to continue their career as a band, Stefani became the lead vocalist, and they performed together regularly over the next few years, making a name for themselves in Orange County. Their stage presence won over their audiences and enticed industry professionals. By 1990, they had signed a multiple album deal with Interscope Records. Stefani is known for her colorful tone associated with her pop music, and as a mezzo-soprano vocalist, this is where she is most comfortable. However, she often styles her voice to sing in a punk or rock way, adding throatier grit to her voice. With a range of 3 octaves, she is also often recognized for her vibrato technique, and the variety in her vocals emphasizes the different styles and genres that she has explored throughout her career, both in No Doubt and eventually as a solo artist. In '92, No Doubt released their debut album of the same name, but it struggled to gain any success. This was largely due to their stylized genre, which didn't coincide with the grunge movement at that time. In an effort to boost their sales, they set out on a national tour without the support of the label, but found that outside of California, their music had little impact. Disheartened by this, Stefani's brother Eric began pulling away from the band, and as they began working on the second album, Interscope refused much of the material they were writing, and the lack of artistic control defeated Eric, and he left the band to pursue a career in animation. During this time, Stefani was also in a romantic relationship with bass player Tony Kanal, who ended their relationship after 7 years. In a period of turmoil, Interscope licensed No Doubt to Trauma Records instead. Despite all these drastic changes, they released their second album, Tragic Kingdom, in 1995, and became an immediate sensation. With a mixture of ska, pop, and punk, they created a unique sound that enticed a new audience. The album produced Just a Girl, which became the catalyst for their stardom before Don't Speak reached the top of the Billboard Hot 100 airplay. They were nominated multiple times for Grammy Awards and were certified Diamond by 1999. Fans also noted Stefani's visual presence, admired for her distinctive style fused from an array of different cultures. Her signature look was a bindi decoration on her forehead and her bright blonde hair. The following year saw the release of Return to Saturn, which didn't generate as much commercial success as hoped. Stefani, however, collaborated on a couple of solo projects, with her feature on Eve's Let Me Blow Your Mind, earning Stefani her first Grammy for Best Rap Song Collaboration. The Grammy Awards didn't stop there though. The next No Doubt album, Rocksteady, expanded on their new wave sound and incorporated elements of reggae and dancehall genres. 2 of the album's singles, Hey Baby and Underneath It All, went on to win Best Pop Performance by a duo or group with vocal. Stefani decided to experiment on a side project, writing solo material as No Doubt went on hiatus. She released her debut album, Love Angel Music Baby, in late 2004. Her solo music saw Stefani take a completely different direction to the sound she was used to making. Inspired by the 80s and 90s sounds, her material focused on new wave, dance rock, hip-hop, electro, and synth-pop genres. It was an instant success, receiving 6 Grammy nominations and reaching number 7 on the Billboard 200. The album featured multiple production collaborations with hit singles Rich Girl, What You Waiting For, and Holla Back Girl, all becoming signature songs for Stefani. Drawing inspiration from the fashion of Tokyo's Harajuku district,
She created the Harajuku Girls, 4 Asian backing dancers who joined her on stage and became her entourage for public events. During this time, she also launched a clothing line under Lamb, a nod to the album. Sweet Escape would be her second solo studio album and also gained critical and commercial success from its release in 2006. This album would further explore sonic concepts, expanding on dance and electronic sounds. The lead single, Wind It Up, took influence from The Sound of Music, incorporating yodeling and the trademark melody from the film. It reached number 10 in the UK and US charts, and Stefani embarked on the Sweet Escape tour, while No Doubt began working on the next album without her, waiting for her to return to finish the record. Push and Shove would be the comeback album for No Doubt, released in 2012. It reflected on its roots of ska-infused sounds and was welcomed by fans, reaching number 3 on the Billboard 200. She also donated and raised awareness for several charities during this time. In 2014, Stefani made a career move by joining The Voice as one of the coaches alongside Pharrell Williams, Adam Levine and Blake Shelton. She also returned for the 9th, 12th and 17th series. Alongside this, she worked on her next solo album, This Is What the Truth Feels Like, a personal album offering honesty and vulnerability. This was followed by a Christmas album, and she later commenced on a Las Vegas residency for 2 years at Planet Hollywood's Zappos Theater, performing a mix of songs from her No Doubt era and her solo material. Throughout her career, Gwen Stefani has never been afraid to push the boundaries of her music and her image. On stage, she has always captivated her audience with elaborate theatrics and stage production, plus multiple wardrobe changes reflecting her devotion for fashion. She can still create a connection with her audience, who have been supporting her since early days in No Doubt. She is an artist who has influenced many others that work in the industry, striving to inspire and celebrate individuality. You can check out the Carleave Spotify to listen to the original tracks of the artist. It's a curated playlist with the most popular songs.